Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about the continued decline of Doctor Who. Now we even have left-wing fans, quote-unquote woke fans, far left fans, saying the show's gone too far left.
Yeah, wow.
Isn't that weird?
It is very weird.
We're going to talk about this.
Everybody hates it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's not the same show, and they are going really heavy into trying to own the chuds. I think on this one, it's intentional. It's not like and again, people are trying to make excuses to be like, well, Doctor Who's always been progressive and it's always been woke and blah blah blah. Yeah, it's the same with Star Trek too. Like, yeah, those themes have been there, right? But it wasn't as in your face, and they certainly were not trying to intentionally antagonize people.
Well, I just think it's funny though, because they're like, you bigots, you chuds, everything else, but now their side is like, this is getting ridiculous.
Well, I mean, at the end of it, you still have to have a good show, right? I mean, you still have to have a good, entertaining show, and you gotta stay true to the core of the show. And that's the thing. Like, I completely understand Doctor Who has always been a progressive show, just like I understand Star Trek has been a progressive show. Star Trek Next Generation is one of my favorite shows of all time, even if all the actors on the show, say for like 2, have gone off the deep end with politics in the real world. It still is. And you can see the ham-fistedness in there sometime, but it wasn't like they were trying to attack the audience or tell people not to watch the show if they don't like it. And that's a new wrinkle. And Russell T Davies, I feel like he came back just to antagonize people, just to troll people. Like, it's a multi-million-dollar troll. And, again, Doctor Who is actually relatively easy to get right. I really had some hope when he came back that he was going to course correct, especially bringing, David Tennant back. And it just, it didn't go that way. So let's talk about it. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do. Woohoo. So, I mean, a lot of people have been talking about the ratings. Look at this. This is on, these are the audience reviews. Damn. 2.6 out of over 1,000 ratings, Doctor Who. But, the ratings.
Review bombing.
Review bombing, guys. Not great. The lowest the show's ever been. Episode 4 was at 1.5 million. And that's like less than half of what Peter Capaldi's average was. And now they're like, episode 6, they had 2.57 million overnight. But my understanding was a football game led into that. It was sandwiched between a football game and like Eurovision or something. So yeah, a lot more people are going to watch that. And then this last episode, they, still had a little bit more, but this is nothing. People were like, man, only 2 million overnight. And it's gone down mostly since then. And that's with them, just a spoiler alert here. That's with them bringing back the Ronnie, bringing back Susan Foreman, bringing back Omega. I mean, I'm like,
I haven't even been paying attention to see what they did and didn't do.
They're bringing back all these member-berry characters. And in the case of like Susan and the Ronnie, everybody's one of these characters back for, 15 years now, 10 years. And every time a new female character would pop up, that is like one of the two, it was like, it's Susan, it's the Ronnie. Well, now they brought them back and people were like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, exactly. They just don't care.
Yeah, I don't care anymore. But now we've got people on the left, which is interesting because I think, again, you can only use entertainment as a cudgel against your adversaries for so long. And eventually at the end of the day, you have to bring it, right? And this is coming again from Cosmic Book News. Doctor Who collapse. They're saying woke fans are joining in on the backlash.
This is interesting to me. So the people they've been screaming bigot and all that, but now the people that they are supposedly, representing are even like, no, you're gone too far.
Yeah. They said Russell T Davies is sold out, worst ratings in the show's 60-year history. He more than doubled down on the woke content when he got the Disney Plus money instead of delivering the kind of quality show he did during the Tennant years, which brought in 10 times the audience. That's true.
Well, there's a massive difference in quality.
Oh my God. Even like people kept saying that, the bigots were mad about Jodie Whittaker. I'm like, the last time Doctor Who had over 10 million viewers was the first episode of Jodie Whittaker's run. And you could see it decline. It was like 10, 8, 6, and then eventually
I was going to say, it was the first episode and it fell off a cliff.
people were willing to give her a chance. They really were. And then after a couple episodes, they're like, yeah, this is dog shit.
But also at that point in time, they were starting into this, ridiculous politics. In that first season too, they weren't really, the bad guy was humans. It was like, they weren't even putting the villains in it to be cheap or whatever. And so of course it fell off a cliff, but now it's like, hold my beer. And then they're going to make it 10 times worse.
Yeah. So this is, a Doctor Who fan on X posted audio from a podcast. Okay, so it's a podcast. It's a recent BBC radio show where they discuss Doctor Who. I'm not going to play the audio clip. I'll just read. He actually transcribed it. But he said they're all admitted leftists and liberals, and they all can't stand Davy's new Who. So the BBC radio host says Doctor Who has become intolerant. Interesting. One of the radio hosts brings up a text she received from a friend, Andy, who's a self-admitted leftist with gay and trans friends. Andy says he can't stand the new Doctor Who. I'm a guy who considers himself on the left. Most of my friends are women. Some are trans, some are gay. But even I cringe watching an episode of Doctor Who. It's no longer a family show about space and time travel. Again, remember, this is a left-winger, guys. This isn't an alt-right chud. It's literally a bunch of memes telling us white straight men are the source of all evil in the universe. It's aimed at 12-year-old girls, but watched by a declining number of people over the age of 40. If Doctor Who is dying, it's because the BBC has killed it. Yes, there are always stories that had messages or storylines about the environment, misuse of power, or intolerance, but now it has just become an intolerant program condemning most of its viewers simply for existing.
Yes. Everything we've been saying.
That's crazy, because I always thought it was, look, the most of the audience of Doctor Who, yeah, it's a family show, but like the Doctor Who super fans, a lot of them are older white men, British men, and you're like, yeah, you're the problem. It's like, well, okay, then we're going to go touch grass. We're not going to watch your show. And that's so many franchises right now. Like when you tell an audience to leave, basically it's like you see the movies where they try to get rid of the dog, like throw rocks at the dog. Don't throw rocks at dogs, but like, get out of here, go on, get out of here. And that's what they do. And the dog runs away. Well, what'd you expect? You chase these people away. You told them you didn't want them. Time and time again, Star Wars, comic books, video games. Like your core audience, a lot of your core audience is a bunch of straight white dudes. And you don't have, like, you can expand your audience, but you still got to keep your bread and butter, right?
Yeah, and it's just everything you've been saying. The show is more about activism and tell everybody what pieces of shit they are than it is about being a good show. And it used to do the same thing where it would tell people, give a message, but like they put the pill in the ice cream. Now they just want you to bend over and take a dry suppository without lube and then, say, I'm a bigot. I'm a bigot.
Somebody's going to clip that. Look, Clownfish admits it. I'm a bigot. I'm a bigot. Yeah. BBC hosts say Doctor Who feels like a lecture, not entertainment. That is true. The hosts talk about Doctor Who and point out that they recently watched 20 minutes or so and knows the diversity. They also say how fans likely feel alienated as they can't relate to the episodes. Sometimes it does feel like you're being lectured to. Oh, yes. Like the planet of the incels? Yeah, okay. How about in Jodie Whittaker's episodes, like white men were the problem in like half the episodes. They were the villain.
Yeah, especially the first season. They didn't bring the actual villains in. The villain was basically dudes.
It was just like some white dude on a power trip, a space racist, and the Rosa Parks episode. It's like, come on, seriously. Another added she never watches the show and only does so when she has to, which drew a big laugh from everyone. It feels like you're being lectured to. I've said exactly the same thing as Andy. He's not imagining it. He's not alone. I've always wondered, how do you keep making a show if it's just lecturing people and not giving us the time travel space nonsense?
Right?
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah. So, the clip is out there. This is the BBC blasting their own show.
Well, yeah, because it sucks.
It does suck. I mean, look, I'm sorry. Doctor Who fucking sucks right now. It looks good. They have a decent budget. Actually, the only episode of if you told me 10 years ago, Russell T Davies is coming back. He's bringing David Tennant back. He's bringing Catherine Tate back.
I would have been like, yes.
He's bringing Susan Foreman back. He's bringing the Ronnie back. I'd be like, oh my God. I just shat myself a little. And now I'm like, I don't fucking care. Whatever.
No, because then they didn't add the part where they're just going to lecture everybody and ruin it.
Yeah. It's like, oh yes, but by the way, first he becomes a woman.
Then he tells then he goes back to being a dude, and then he tells that dude, or he gets lectured. The dude gets lectured about
pronoun usage,
and then he splits in half. And the new doctor is all the super far left bullshit ever in one person.
What a waste of a budget. I mean, the show is the best looking it's been since Matt Smith's era. What a waste of money. I was even curious. I kind of wanted to see the Lux episode and I didn't get. I debated about watching it. I'm like, I don't know if I want to go back. But I saw some clips of it with the cartoon character, and I thought it looked pretty interesting. That was actually one of the most interesting premises in Doctor Who in a very, very long time. And I still was even like, you know what? Nah.
It's like I don't even want to go there.
I don't really care. I don't care. I don't know if I can muster up enough give a shit to give Who another chance. And this is another one, and I'm not even angry about it. Like, people are like, you're just a bunch of. I'm not even angry about it. I'm disappointed that I don't care. I mean, I know people. Angry.
I'm disappointed.
Well, I mean, I know people that are bigger Doctor Who fans than I am, much bigger Doctor Who fans. I know a guy who has a Doctor Who podcast. He's even like, I don't even want to watch the new episodes. I'm done.
Well, luckily, a lot of people still watch Doctor Who, still care about Doctor Who, but they don't watch. They watch the old Doctor Who.
I still watch classic Doctor Who.
I was gonna say you still watch all that. You just won't watch this show.
I watch classic Who on Roku, the Doctor Who channel all the time. Like, it's on the background all the time. Doctor Who and Star Trek Next Generation, and I'm good. Like, there's so much Doctor Who. I mean, almost 60 years. Well, I mean, we had a big break in there too, but like, I don't need new Doctor Who. I'd rather not have new Doctor Who than have a bastardized version of it. And that's kind of the way I feel about a lot of things now, is like, if you're going to ruin it, just don't make any more.
Well, here's the problem too. And we talked about this with other things like Star Wars and Mark Hamill and stuff. It's hard now because, like, I always loved David Tennant's Doctor Who, but now I'm kind of like, I want to watch it, but I'm also like, David Tennant's like, he's like starting to be like Mark Hamill about everything. And I don't know if I want to watch it now, because it's like, well, now I know that you're like insufferable political whatever, and now I kind of don't know if I can like it now, because you don't shut up.
Yeah, I know. He's gotten really weird too in the last. And look, again, this is kind of like, we talked about the Mark Hamill situation, him on Blue Sky all the time. You're allowed to have your political opinions, but like, you have to, at the end of it, just be like, look, this is what I believe. If you're asking me, this is what I believe. You can donate your causes or whatever, but don't make that your personality. Mm-mm. If you're an actor promoting, and you are promoting a product, part of your job as an actor is to be an ambassador and a representation, public face of the show or movie that you're working on. You can't go out there and tell a bunch of people to go fuck themselves, because they will leave. They will go touch grass.
I say they will leave. Don't say they will. Yeah, they will leave.
They will leave. They'll leave. And then you'll be out of a job, and you'll be like, what happened? The bigots tanked the show. We don't understand.
We keep seeing that over and over again. It's like, it's because the anti-fans wanted it to fail.
The anti-fans. It's like, no, you told them to leave.
Your show sucked.
You told them to leave. You told them you didn't want them watching. You didn't want them buying. You don't want their money. And guess what? Lots of other people do. So too bad, so sad, whatever.
Well, I think what happens is they rest on their laurels. Like, oh, I have the established brand like Star Wars,
exactly.
Star Trek, Doctor Who. We can, and Iger even said it. We can just crap whatever we want out there, and it could be slap Star Wars on it. They're just going to show up and say, we don't have to advertise, just put Star Wars on it. Didn't work, because people are over it. Same with Doctor Who. You have a franchise with decades of established fan goodwill, and you managed to flip and flush it in a few years.
Yeah, it's astounding. Like, all these legacy franchises that have been around for decades, within the last 10 years, have just been completely pummeled and hollowed out. And it's like, what are you doing? And then they don't learn from one another. That's the thing. It's like, oh yeah, well, Star Wars killed itself. We're just going to do the same thing that they did, and maybe it'll be a different result. It's like, no, dumbass. It's like, just give people what they want. It's not hard. And if you won't do it, somebody else will. Your competitors will give people what they want. And it might be a completely different franchise. That's fine. Right? Yeah. So we're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.